record. Okay, go.
Okay. Yeah. So my life before Dream Body, to be honest, I struggled so much. I was absolutely obsessed with how I looked, my weight and my body. Like I almost had like body dysmorphia. And I had like I would say like maybe I had a little bit of like kind of like a binging and purging thing, disorder kind of going on. But I was just obsessed. I was obsessed with how I looked. I was obsessed with calorie counting. I claim to have been sick with, gluten-free, dairy-free. I tried every diet, sugar-free, and then ended up, getting into like binging tendencies because I was depriving my body of so much. Um, and like my workouts and my movement was to like lose weight, and it was all based on the calories. Like I would be so upset if I couldn't get a workout that was like more than 100 calories burning. um and yeah, like I would never, like I was just not confident. I wouldn't let my partner really see my body. And another thing is like I never wore shorts and a t-shirt. Shorts were like, I never wore shorts. I work out on the water, and like in really 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 hot days, and I would cover up. Like I would never ever show anything. Yeah, just really low, really 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 low self-esteem. Another thing is I always allowed my smartwatches to control me. So if I didn't get 10,000 steps a day, or I remember at one point my Fitbit was telling me that I could only eat like 800 calories to lose a bunch of weight. um Tara, I remember meeting you for the first time, and you were like, this is ridiculous. Like, yeah. And I was actually kind of mad at you. I was like, no, like this is not ridiculous. But yeah, just unfortunately, just like really really negative, um everything about my body. Like I don't think I loved one thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember meeting you. We like met at the mall, at Hillside Mall, right? At the food court. And you
Yeah.
were kind of telling me your story, and I could tell you were like, no, like fuck this bitch. Like I don't want. And then like you kind of came back. It was probably like a year later, right? Like
Yeah, like my mom went to you for training, and like and like this food plan and stuff like that. And you were telling me to eat a lot, and I remember being mad at you. Like I was like, no, I don't want to eat because I'm going to gain weight. And it was yeah, I was really conflicted with you. But you were just trying to save my life. That's all.
I'm glad you came around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that same thing when my therapist like told me to eat, and I was just so angry. I was like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
So what's your like like now with food and body, especially like post pregnancy and during pregnancy?
Yeah, crazy. So I guess I did Dream Body 2 years ago. That's when you first started it. Yeah. So like today, it was really cool. It was really, really cool writing this out. Like I love my body so much. Like, it's incredible. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I wore shorts yesterday. But I love my body so much. And a lot of it was giving birth to my daughter and going through pregnancy. But like even before, I move my body because I love my body. Like it's to strengthen my body, and it's more like I feel like so badass, and I feel just so good. Like I just feel so powerful, kind of like a hero stance almost. When I'm working out now. And like I don't care if my workouts are like 100 calories or whatever, and I still have my smartwatch, but it doesn't rule me. It doesn't define me. It challenges me, which I like, but it doesn't take over my life. I literally eat whatever I want. I just downed so much popcorn before coming here. I eat everything and anything. Like, gosh, I remember I used to eat the most disgusting thing. Like I would have cold hard-boiled eggs on like on like a gluten-free toast in the morning. Ugh. And but now I eat like my partner. Like and he's 6'2", you know, a couple 100 pounds, like 2 times bigger than me. And I eat whatever I want, which is crazy because I would restrict like chips, I would everything, and binge on them. But now like I've got so many like half bag of chips in my cupboard that I don't feel like I have to eat. Um, Another thing, like I changed my vocabulary around my body. Um, I don't use the words like fat. I don't use anything like diet and stuff like that. Like I say things like I've got fierce thighs, or
Mhm.
yeah, like I'm strong. All food is food. Like there's no good and bad food. Like yeah, everything is just like completely changed from it. And I
That's
walk around the house, yeah, with my with like a bra on, and like my partner sees me, you know, like my partner, he sees, yeah, it's, and my relationship is 10 times better. Like it's complete 180, complete. Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. You know, it's crazy.
I
Yeah, it's
know.
crazy.
That, I mean, yeah, that just like reminds me from the beginning. Yeah, it's wild how much can change. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, so what would you say is the most helpful mindset shift you had kind of along the way?
Um, okay, so I have these. Oh my gosh.
I
I
read
have these written down. I need
sorry.
to look at my notes.
Number
But
two.
okay. What did you find the most helpful along the way? So it was actually knowing that Tara can do this as well. Because Tara's like a real person. Like I've actually met her. Like she's not like, you know, the Instagram like, you know, and but it's also like your support too. And you struggled like even harder, like I felt, than me. But like even like your vulnerability and your struggle, I was like, okay, I can do this too. Like if she can do this, I can do this. Um, and also what I said was just like kind of just like releasing the expectations around time. So my dream body was Kelsey Wells, and I just wanted to be Kelsey Wells. And when I found out that she took 2 years to get to that body, because she really struggled with postpartum body image and all that kind of stuff as well, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess, you know, like let's be realistic here. And I just like surrendered to that. And it was the surrendering part that it was really hard for me. But once I did that, I found like that I just made the process fun, and I just enjoyed it. And then everything just fell into place.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because on Quantum Leap Week today, I was talking all about like just take away the timelines, because as soon as we put a timeline on it, we create so much pressure and expectation, and like we just all of a sudden notice that we're not there yet, and that's all we can see. So I love that you said that.
Yeah. And also another thing, like just find a system that works for you. Enjoy the process. It doesn't have to be like the 8 weeks. Like I still work on it. And in the past 2 years, I've gone into it slowly. Like sometimes I'll just do like a random week here and there. But the other thing is just gratitude. I think gratitude was the biggest step in my first step. Was just so much gratitude.
Like
Yeah.
around your body, even though you were like in a place of disliking it. How did you find gratitude when you're there?
I think so. The like I think it just helped like me when I was angry, or like it was just that it just kind of got me out of it. It got me a lot of out of all the thoughts too. Like I was just like, okay, well, I hate my legs. Well, but I'm grateful for my legs because I get to walk every day. And I'm grateful for my hands because like I got to hold Luke's hand today. And I get to pet puppies. And like it was just, yeah, that's kind of how I knew that I could just get out of things. And then your meditation, the dream body meditation, I did that every single day, every day. And for a whole like year.
Wow.
And the gratitude part was like the way that you do that meditation, the gratitude was always just like, that was just always my first step. That's just
Mhm.
kind of just what helped me find the love for my body.
I love that. So Lorna asked like for an extra question, how long the process was for you. So would you say it was about like 2 years or like?
Yeah, it's still a process, but I guess I reached my dream body. My story is kind of interesting, but I'd say before I was pregnant, I was so about a year ago. So maybe it took about a year, but I was like to have the body that I visualized. Um but it took probably like a couple months for me to wear shorts.
Yeah.
Like I wore shorts that summer. And I remember somebody talking to me that summer and they were like, "So Sydney, like how's your diet?" Like, cause everybody knew me as like the health freak. And they were like, "So like how's your diet going? And like, can you give me some pointers?" And I was like, "I just eat whatever I want whenever I want." And I was like, "Oh, so like the the whole course and all that I was picking up on that quickly,
Mhm.
but the dream body came unexpectedly after I gave birth to my daughter, which is really
Mm.
weird. Yeah.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
So what's your mindset been? I mean, it actually makes sense because you said, especially since you had your daughter,
Mhm.
there's so much love and appreciation for your body and what it can do. And I feel like that is the key.
Yeah. So what was really crazy was when I was always visualizing my body, like I was visualizing my body as Kelsey Wells and
Me too.
lean lean tone and tiny and like just defined and all this stuff. But in Tara's meditation it says if your body could be doing anything, what would it be doing? And always had I never thought about it, but I would always in my head pop out that I had a baby bump and I was standing in front of the mirror with a baby bump. And so when I got pregnant and I saw my baby bump, I was like, oh my God, this is what I visualized. And it was beautiful because I found my body was in, like, it was meant to have a baby at the time it had because I was at my healthiest. I had love for my body. I was strong. Um, and I felt really good in my body and I wasn't depriving my body and everything like that. But then after I gave birth, um, probably like maybe 3 weeks postpartum, I had to weigh myself at the midwife and I just kind of looked at my body and um yeah, I was what I visualized, always wanting my body to be. And now it is. Like it's like I've got definition in my arms, my legs, and I've got this body that I've dreamed of. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like right after, basically right after having a baby.
Yeah, and it was really weird. It was really surreal. Like it was like you don't hear of things like that. Like usually unfortunately there's such a sad struggle, like women picking apart their bodies after having babies and all these things, but my body just I was very lucky for it to bounce back or what have you, but um yeah, but I think it's because I truly loved my body. Like
Mhm.
that's when I truly told my body, like, I love you. And I actually genuinely loved my body. And then it came.
That is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that part of the story, and that's like I almost want to like share this on my podcast now because I feel like so many women who are like pregnant or having babies, like even for me years ago, I was so stressed about the idea of like ever getting pregnant and like that whole journey. But now I feel the same as you. Like I feel like it would just be super easy because I do love my body.
Yeah.
But that's like such a cool manifestation. Like
Yeah. It's super weird. Like, not weird, but like, I think it's really beautiful because it's like, I don't, yeah. Like, and sometimes I feel a little bit like, oh, well, I don't know. Like my body it just mastered it. Like it just mastered the pregnancy and everything like that. And it, it's so strong after and it did so well. Like I'm just so lucky that I had such a positive birth and things like that, but I was manifesting it. Like I was really trying to, and I wouldn't, yeah, like it's all just love. It's all just the love. It's
yeah.
seriously the love. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I had a meditation earlier today and like that's what came through. It's like just sending everything love and like being in love and like
Yeah.
loving where you are. I
Yeah.
love that. So what would your top 3 tips be to tell anyone that might be struggling kind of within the dream body process?
Absolutely. So for me, I guess it was like I feel like it's so funny. I feel like Tara, but like is to just like release your expectations. Like I think I talk to my mom all the time, and she really wants to do the dream body. And I think what she thinks is like when you come into this course, 8 weeks later, you're gonna have a dream body. And unfortunately, that's not what it is. It's better. It's way better. And like it's like I think once I started releasing those expectations, and just like going with this process, that really helped. And just trusting the universe. Like honestly, it was the hardest thing that I could do because I'm such a control freak. But once I trusted, everything came. Releasing expectations, and it works quickly, but you do have to put in the work, but the work is fun. Like it's like I loved it. Like I woke up, made my coffee, had my meditation for 10 minutes and visualized, and like I had like honestly invest if in those little AirPods, because I would just have those and I would listen to my mantras and I would do things that I would find high vibe. Like I would just do all the visualizing, and I found visualizing to be really fun because it was just like daydreaming.
Mhm.
Um, and then I noticed that I was stepping into that person. But I just had to trust. And another thing was just like believing in yourself, like acting as if it is happening. Like seriously, like one of the big things for me was I used to look at people like Kelsey Wells and be jealous. Instead, I looked at Kelsey Wells and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to get to that dream body. Like I'm so excited. And like when I'm doing a bicep curl, I'm like, I'm like literally visualizing like my arm the way I want it to. And it honestly, it comes quicker. It comes quick. But you change your mindset around it. Like I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but just visualize all of it.
Yeah.
Really,
Visualization is
yeah.
so powerful.
Yeah. And you don't have to like, I don't know, you don't have to commit yourself like every single day to do it. Like I was just really lucky because I didn't have kids at the time and I didn't have a really busy life. Like I was able to do it. But if you like, even when you're having a shower or brushing your teeth, just visualize, just and have fun with it. Like don't think of this like a chore. I don't know, or like you would approach it going to the gym, because you don't have to go to the gym to be in your dream body. You don't have to do, you can do whatever you want, right? Like, yeah.
I love
So
how I'm raising this like army of mini like Tiaras. The last
yeah,
person we interviewed too was like, I was like, I have trained you so well. Like you guys
yeah,
just know it.
yeah. Because I remember you were like, just trust in me, just trust, just trust. I was like, oh, I don't want to, I can't. I was really stubborn back then, but now I'm like telling you guys, just trust. It will come.
I mean, that's actually the main reason why I wanted to do the Dream Body Insider part is like have someone that's been through it, because it's all well and good to like hear it from me when I'm like already there. But I feel like just hearing other people's experience of like, there was hard times and like there was a point where Sydney was like, fuck you. Like I'm not, that's not going to work for me. Like I'm going to gain weight. And like, yeah, it's so cool to see.
Yeah.
I guess, okay, so you kind of answered, but like, what was your biggest struggle in the dream body journey? Was it just kind of,
Yeah. So for me, it was the foods. It was when you asked us to go get like 10 bags of, well, for me, it was chips. And like literally buying 10 bags of chips in my cart. My partner was with me, and I was so embarrassed. I was just not like, it just wasn't me. And then having them in the house and just like allowing myself to eat the chips and just getting through the feelings. It was honestly just getting through the feelings and just noticing like, I was just sad for myself. There was a lot of, I had to comfort myself a lot during the course because it brought up a lot. It's like, yeah, it can get kind of dark for some people, I guess, and for me it did. And yeah, it was just the guilt and dealing with that and moving through that. But then to get through that, it was just that gratitude, and the meditation and Tara's support, like, just, and visualizing. Like, I just had so much visualizing. But yeah, and another thing was like, I think it wasn't really like I did want the body quickly, but yeah, I kind of like, that was kind of a struggle too. Like, oh, how long is this going to take? Like, I remember having moments of that, but I got over that pretty quickly because I got over that pretty quickly. So,
Yeah. Did you find like that when you talk about like loving your body, do you feel like you found acceptance with where you were and you were okay with where you were?
yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because I was wearing shorts when I wouldn't have worn shorts that summer. Like, I just did, yeah, I did it with the legs that I didn't like. Yeah, and also in pregnancy, that was a big one because like you don't feel very good. Well, some women don't feel very good in their first trimester, and like you're just super bloated and you get to a point where nothing fits you, which is, it can be really triggering for those who have had past eating disorders. But I just remember that, no, I just love you, body. Like, you just have a little human inside you right now. Like, thank you. I just love you. It's
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Let's
yeah.
just put your partner's sweats on and move on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big thing that I tell everyone is like, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling bloated, like put on something comfortable and like just
Yeah. Just love your body. If you so, like even nowadays, like my favorite thing is Romeo's pizza. Like, I can eat a whole pizza. And if I don't feel good, what I used to do was it was like, it's so sad to even say out loud, but then now I just like, oh, I don't feel good. Sorry, body. Like, I'm just like, I recognize that, and then I'll have a big glass of water and put some heat on my tummy if it's not feeling well, lie down and just like kind of apologize to my body for like, overfeeding it or whatever, but like just giving love to it instead of hating it so much. Yeah.
My favorite part about you saying like that you wore the shorts kind of before you're ready is like Lorna and Chantel just shared that this week, like Lorna wore the shorts and the bathing suit yesterday and Chantel wore the crop top out, and like you guys are like, it's such a big part of the process.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you kind of answered it, but if you have negative body image thoughts these days, is there something that you do?
Yes. I'm just gonna look it up. So I once again, I noticed that I kind of did this actually the other day. Where did I put that?
Number 7 or
Yes. Okay. So me is journaling. I'm a big journaler. And I think like I just kind of would hash out my thoughts, and I would just tell my journal my thoughts. And like yesterday, I put in my earbuds and I just listen to my mantras, which I find really helps. And then again, putting clothes on that feel good is something that I do. And then I drink lots of water. I hydrate my body. And sometimes I literally laugh and just say, oh, shut up, like, fuck off. Like, don't, like, my ego, like, get out of here. Like, that's, yeah, I just snap out of it, like I just really literally snap out of it. But that took work. That took a couple months of work, but yeah, journaling I think is the biggest one for me. Yeah.
Love that. Do you have a favorite affirmation or mindset hack?
Yeah. My favorite, I always said I was lean, tone, and tiny, and I totally copied that from you, but I just liked the way that I kind of said it, and the way, like, I kind of did that little sway thing. Like, I just felt kind of fun with it. And again, gratitude, 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 gratitude. And Tara's meditation. Like I didn't even have to, you don't have to sit down and meditate, just listen to the meditation. Like when you're driving or when you're brushing your teeth, like I said, like, that, that would just, yeah. Or like your visualization meditation. I just put those on, and just listen. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's kind of, yeah. And my mantras, like I really enjoyed listening to my mantras. It took me a while, but I found that really helped, especially when I listened to them at night. I found that really, really helped.
Yeah. So you recorded your own and listened to them as you fell asleep?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I didn't know, like it was hard for me to go back to sleep. So I would just put them in and listen, and they actually put me to sleep. Yeah, or I listened to them in the car, on my commute to work, or whenever I could. Yeah, whenever I
Yeah.
could. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I think what I love the most is like you kind of you went through the struggle, but you're also like it's everything that I say, and it kind of sounds like almost too easy. Like, oh, just gratitude and like listen to my mantras and visualize, but it really is.
Yeah, it is. To be honest, it is. Like it is a struggle because the biggest struggle is the limiting beliefs, and hacking through that, and then changing your beliefs, and going through it. And but yeah, like I just had so much fun with it because of the visual. Like I just had so much fun with it. I just felt like I was just daydreaming all the time. Like that's how I have fun with manifestation that way.
Mhm.
And the vision board, like that was fun too. Creating a vision board for myself and seeing Kelsey Wells in a powerful squat like that, or yeah, whatever works for you. And then just getting excited, like, oh my God, one day I'm going to be there. Like that really, that really helped. Like just getting really excited over it. But like it was easy, but it wasn't easy, if that makes sense. Like it still was a process. It still was work, but it wasn't like therapy work, or like going to the gym and like that hustle and stuff. It wasn't that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I feel like you kind of answered this one too, but if you have anything to add around, do you ever binge, and if so, how do you move through it?
Um, yeah, like it took me a long time, but it was usually when I overdrank. Like when I would have a couple glasses of wine, like the other night. Yeah, like I just polished off Romeo's pizza. And I just, yeah, again, I give a lot of compassion to my body, and I drink a lot of water. And like I move my body in a way, but it's not to lose the calories or burn off the pizza. It's just for the body, if for my body to feel good. Um, yeah, or I literally just put sweats on and have a lazy day. Like
Yeah.
yeah, but I, again, like going back to journaling, if there's any like really negative thoughts, um, yeah, but right now, like I don't even consider them a binge, because it's like I just eat what I want to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like the other night, I definitely like was uncomfortably full and had a really bad stomach ache and was just laying there like, oh, I'm in so much pain. But
Yeah.
I don't think of it as a binge anymore. It's just like, oh, like yeah, I overate a little bit and it'll be
Yeah,
gone
I
tomorrow.
indulged. Yeah, I indulged. And it's not another thing, like I was like, it's not gonna affect me at all. And that's kind of where my mind state is now. It's not like it's not gonna put me back to, make me gain like 50,000 pounds. No, I'm fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
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 The last question was just what was your biggest breakthrough when you went through the process?
I think wearing the shorts was the biggest thing. That was huge.
Mhm.
And just not being jealous of people, like stopping that comparing, and like changing that, like changing it to be like, oh my God, like I'm gonna look like that one day instead. And like that was big. And then just, I think another thing was my biggest breakthrough. I think it was just like seriously reaching my dream body after I just gave birth to a child. Like that was the biggest thing for me. I think like it was just that aha moment, like holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I saw you posted a photo on Mother's Day and I was like, how the fuck did she just have a baby? Like
And that's what everybody has been saying, and it's kind of interesting because when people like comment on my body, like I actually set boundaries and I just say, can you please not comment on my body, like, it's I was kind of getting a little bit uncomfortable, and I did have like a little bit of like I kind of feel guilty for having the body that I have after a baby, because I know that, people struggle and what have you, but like um yeah, it like yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't know where I was kind of going with that, but yeah, it just, I don't know how that happened. I have no
Mhm.
idea.
Well, you
It
manifested
was
it.
dream body.
You
It was
loved it.
love. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was literally love. Yeah.
That is actually another point that I never really touched on with Dream Body is like when you do achieve it, I noticed the same thing, like a lot of comments about my body that like made me feel super uncomfortable and like guilty. And like that's something that you guys may need to like set boundaries on as you continue on. Like, I don't, it's like we kind of realize that it's not really cool to comment on bodies when people are heavier, but then all of a sudden, if someone's like thinner, then it's like a free
Yeah.
reign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it, to be honest, like I would have, yeah, like it was interesting. Like the past, like in my postpartum, like I've had some people say to me, oh, you look like a broomstick. And I was just like, like that's not very nice to say. Please don't comment on my body. And it was, yeah, and it was interesting because I was just like, wow, like I've never wanted anybody to look at my body. Like I've never wanted, and now everybody kind of is. And some of those insecurities kind of came up again, even though I was in it. Like it was like, all this attention was on it and people say things, and I was like, oh my God, I should take that photo down that I posted for Mother's Day. But then I
Oh
was
my
just
God,
like,
no.
no, like own it. Like you love your body. And yeah, it's interesting. It's
Mhm.
interesting. But boundaries, and then I just kind of like, I don't really like, I just, yeah, I set boundaries around people who talk about diets and stuff like that. And it's going to be really interesting raising my daughter, because I'm really, like the Dream Body course, I'm going to try to manipulate into like raising her, right? Like getting
Yeah.
her to, like say 3 things that she loves about herself before bed every night and all of these
Oh,
things. Yeah,
yeah.
'cause yeah, I want her to just have so much love for it. Yeah.
Oh my God, that makes me so emotional. But like, can you imagine? I mean, that's like, I think my favorite part about like seeing women go through the Dream Body course and then having kids is like knowing that like their daughters are going to be just like so confident and strong in their bodies. And like, oh, that's like,
Yeah. Like this course is priceless. Like it's incredible, Tara. Yeah.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for Sydney? Nobody? Okay, well, I will post that recording somewhere. I'll put it somewhere in the Dream Body course. And and then whoever missed it can watch. But thank you so much, Sydney. Like that was
Thank
amazing.
you.
I feel that was so powerful.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
having me.
much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. And like, ladies, you can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'll talk to you soon. Congrats on
Yeah.
everything.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll chat soon.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.